Hello and welcome back to another sub-second F1 video, and today we are looking at F1's biggest winter testing shocks. With winter testing close on the horizon, it's appropriate we look at some of the biggest shocks that have happened. The batteries are charged, the teams and drivers will soon return to their competitive action for the highly anticipated 2021 season. But before we head off to Bahrain for the Bahrain Grand Prix, we stay in Bahrain for winter testing. Brawn stunned the paddock with a sensational start. As debuts go, Brawn's entry in 2009 is up there. Probably my biggest. Not many in the F1 world saw it coming, especially when you think the team was only bought at the very end of it in 2008 for £1. You know, obviously Jenson Button and Rubens Barrichello as the drivers, headed by Ross Brawn. They took on the Honda car and did wonders with it. Obviously, in the early on in the testing, it was quite clear to see that they were quite far ahead. Button and Barrichello were both over a second quicker than the rest of the field during the opening tests, mostly thanks to the car's clever double diffuser design. Then, obviously, the second test in Jerez, it was another dominant display, you know. And the big questions were obviously asked: will they be able to sustain this? Or little did we know, they would go on to win the title in their debut season. The Prost cars go light, but they failed to kick on in 2001. In the early 2000s, Alain Prost had his Formula 1 team, Prost Grand Prix. In the year 2000, they failed to register a point, and they were desperate for sponsors for their 2001 car. So when the pre-season took place, most people were left stunned when this backmarker team, who had failed to score a point in their previous year, with top of the timesheets with what a driver, top of the timesheets with Jean Alesi. You know, it was crazy. Everyone took notice of this Everyone took notice when Jean Alesi went a second quicker of his rivals in Estoril in Portugal. And while sponsors took notice, there were also suspicions that the car was running somewhat light. And when they headed to Australia and reached Australia, it turned out to be true. This was the classic case of will underfuel to get the headlines. Although Prost did go on to score 4 points on the year, and sadly folded at the end of the season. Next up, a partnership that many expected big things. It's the McLaren-Honda reunion in 2015. Honda are back. It's 2015. Alonso and Button in the car. Magnussen's dropped for Alonso. A partnership that yielded world championships in the 80s and 90s. They were high. The expectations were high. Didn't work out. The opening test in Jerez, power unit problems restricted the running of Jenson Button and Fernando Alonso, an experienced duo who were no strangers to adversity. The second week of testing got worse. Alonso had a mysterious crash in Barcelona, and is still unexplained to this day, but it ultimately ruled him out of the first race in Australia, so Kevin Magnussen came back. It was a pre-season to forget, and it wasn't as if it was temporary. Their struggles lasted throughout the year and followed for the next 3 years before ultimately the pair ended their relationship. We have a good relationship that went sour as opposed to a new relationship that turned sour. This was a great relationship. It's 2014. Red Bull Racing are the dominant car. The previous 4 championships. New engine regs come in. It's a new era. So everyone's expecting. Everyone's expecting Red Bull to dominate with the new 1.6 litre V6 turbo hybrid power units that have come in. Had Renault done a good job? No. The talented lineup of Vettel, who had scored 4 straight world championships for the Red Bull team, and Daniel Ricciardo, new to the team. They were hoping to register a successful campaign. Although they got 3 wins, it was not without its problems in pre-season. Red Bull struggled throughout the duration of the 3 tests, after being out of the pits for only 21 laps over the 4 days in Jerez. The RB10 managed just 298 laps in both tests combined at Bahrain, because the reliability issues of the Renault power unit ultimately hindering their performance. Imagine the frustration for the team who had won the previous 4 years with the Renault engine. And so we have the final one on the list. McLaren's new MP4/4 is an instant success. 1988. Here we have the McLaren team with a mouth-watering lineup of Ayrton Senna and two-time world champion Alain Prost. Prior to the pre-season testing, there was no idea how good the MP4/4 would be, following the arrival of the new Honda V6 engine plus the decision to bring Senna to partner Prost. The final pre-season test in Rio was already 1 week old when McLaren finally got on track, but they immediately demonstrated the pure pace, leaving their rivals stunned. Ferrari's Gerhard Berger topped the timesheet initially, but Prost went 1.4 seconds quicker before Senna improved that by going a full 2 seconds faster than McLaren's closest challenger. Rivals looked on in disbelief. McLaren's drivers, however, weren't surprised. It reportedly took Prost just a handful of laps to know the championship winning potential for this car. McLaren went on to dominate the season, winning 15 of the 16 races, and Senna claimed the first of his 3 world championships. Probably the most dominant car of all time. And that's it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to see more, leave a like, comment and subscribe. Let me know what more you want to see. Thank you all very much for watching, and goodbye.